Hi, in this video I'm going to explain a little bit about physical issues that you may be having with your animal or an animal that presents to you and how you can start to use that information and incorporate it in your kinesiology balance. Now, the thing with Chinese medicine and when working with meridians is not only does a meridian provide energy to a specific organ or gland in the body, but each meridian also has a specific muscle that it feeds energy into as well. So we can start to use this information on a physical level. So your animal or the animal coming to you may be lame in some way, or it may be favouring one leg over the other, or may have a pain somewhere in its body. If we can pinpoint closely enough the muscle that relates to this, we can find the meridian that feeds that muscle and then correct the meridian. And when we correct the meridian on an energetic level, we also restore energy flow to that muscle. And once the energy flow to that muscle is back to normal, it will balance itself out. So it will start to release tension or it will start to strengthen up depending on what was wrong with that muscle. Now, before we do that, the important thing is when it comes to pain with an animal, if you see that the animal is in pain, it's really important that you refer that animal to a vet, even if it's your animal. You don't want to be correcting physically on an animal that's in pain, because if you don't know what's going on, you could be making this 100 times worse. And you're going to be liable as well, should anything go wrong. So it may be that you need to refer that animal to a vet, and once the vet has dealt with the issue or identified the issue, that animal then comes back to you. And once okay, that was just a bit of, muscle tension, or, it's this or it's that, then you're in a better position to decide how you're going to work with that animal. So especially if it's your animal and your animal's in pain, that's the most important thing, is you get that fixed first. And once it's diagnosed with the condition, you know what's wrong, then you can start to work on an energetic level, but don't miss out that step, because we need to always remember to integrate veterinary care in whatever we do as well. And learning a complementary treatment it doesn't replace veterinary care. We need to work it all together. So I have put together a sheet with a table on it that lists the meridians first, and then the muscle that meridian feeds energy into. And from there, I've said where in the body that muscle is, because the muscles are all in Latin, and also the movement that muscle facilitates. So it, for example, may say, that it's the lung meridian, and the muscle associated with that is the deltoid muscle that's in the shoulder, and that helps the leg lift and move forward. So if you're working with your animal or another animal and it's lame on its front end and it's having difficulty lifting its shoulder, then what you would do is you would then go to this sheet, and you've got two options actually. If you can quite clearly see which muscle is under stress, then you would just go to that muscle and then find the meridian that's involved. So find the meridian that is going to help balance this muscle. Or if you have no idea which of the muscles it is within the shoulder that's causing the issue, you can actually use your muscle test, and you can scan the sheet and actually scan down through the muscles and see which one you get an indicator change in. Whichever muscle you get an indicator change with, where the muscle goes weak, I should say, you'll get a stress response. You then look at the meridian, and that's going to tell you again the meridian that you need to use to balance out this muscle. So once we have that meridian, you're just going to perform a meridian correction, as you learned in the previous module. Excuse me. And correcting a meridian, remember you have the option of using acupressure, so finding a frozen point on that meridian, going to the animal and just using acupressure, 2 fingers to hold the point until the energy starts to clear. You can use AccuTap, which we remember was like this, and use that as a correction, or you can flush the whole meridian, so from start to finish, using your hand just to sweep energy down and then away from the body. So you have those 3 corrections that you can use to balance the meridian. Those ones I suggest you actually only use when the animal is there. Working from a distance, it's too difficult to determine which muscle is causing a problem because you can't see the animal physically move. So when you're using muscle corrections, really only do it when the animal is there. And through the kinesiology tools, the best way is to do that energetically through a meridian. Now, once that meridian is clear, it will release all the tension in the muscle, and then you can have the animal move again and see the difference. If you have any questions with this at all, please just pop it in the Facebook group, because I'm more than happy to go into it in more detail once we start to see what kind of issues this throws up for you.